So if you followed my channel for some time now and you've been keeping up with the series about my car, you will know that the engine is actually running healthy now and there's no more misfires. So as I said before, once we get the car mechanically perfect, we're gonna start modding it. So today we are actually gonna be doing a very interesting mod, and that is the rear LCI conversion. And right here in the boot we have the set of lights. Now these lights here, the outer lights, they're plug and play. You don't really need to do anything about them. However, in order to fit the inner lights, we're gonna have to change the whole boot, which I actually have right here in the back because it wouldn't fit in the boot. Now the reason why I decided to do this LCI conversion first rather than the headlights, for example, is because the fog light bulb was actually dead. So when I tried to replace it, the housing for the light here actually broke because it's been 20 years and the plastic is all brittle and stuff. So instead of buying the housing here, which was like 40 pounds, and I had to do that for both sides, so I just decided to get a new boot and just do the LCI conversion. And yeah, that's the reason why I decided to do this LCI conversion. And also it just looks amazing, so I was gonna do that anyway at some point, so I'm happy that I'm doing it now. Also, I will be replacing these struts because these ones are just finished. They don't hold anything. And yeah, that's a bonus. The guy that I bought the boot and the lights from, he gave me the struts for free. So without further ado, we're gonna start removing the old boot and putting the new one. We're gonna be still using the old harness from the car. We will do a bit of wiring, but it's nothing major, so I'll show you that along the way. And yeah, let's start getting this boot off. So in order to get the boot off, is literally just these two bolts here and the strut bar, of course. And then on this side is the same. I've already removed the strut bar and these two bolts, and then the boot will literally just come off. Oh, and also before you actually take the boot off, make sure you disconnect all the wires, like the license plate lights, you know, the brake lights, the latch here, and whatever's left here, and then just route it through the back and it comes through here, so you have the full harness of the boot. And just like that, the old boot is off, and obviously I need to keep the plate, so I will need to take that off. And now what we're gonna do is, before we actually put the new boot on, we're gonna replace these struts here with these ones down there, as already said, and then we'll put the new boot on the car, make sure it's all bolted on and stuff, and then we can proceed with the wiring. I'm gonna tell you guys exactly what you need to do to make these lights work. Now these struts are literally held by these little clips here, so take them out, and then this just slides in this little ball joint thingy, and then you put this clip back on to make it secure, and it's the same on both sides. Now this one is changed and it's much stiffer than the old one, which is just like, you know, very flimsy. So let me do this one quickly and then we can finally put the new boot on. I couldn't really record showing you guys how I put it on, but it's the same process as taking it off. And one thing you can notice is that the color is actually different, even though they're both gray. Now pre-LCI and LCI gray, they have different gray colors. This is space gray and this is graphite something, sparkling graphite, I don't know. So I will need to respray this boot at some point, but it's not in bad condition overall. There is a little bit of scuffs here, but you know, there's no major dents or dings to the boot, which is very good. Now what we need to do is just do the same process as the old boot, which means we have to take off this cover and then unplug all the wires and then take it out, because the guy just cut it here. So we still need to reuse our old wiring and route it through the boot. So I've removed all of these tabs and the triangle here, and now this thing should just come off. Okay, I think that thing is for the manual latch in case you get locked or something, I don't know, but let's put this to the side. So once again, these wires here, they're only held by these clips here, so just unplug these. Also we have to take off these license plate lights because we need to take the wire from the bottom, and then this piece here as well, this is a very important piece. And yeah, I'm just gonna quickly take all the wires and take it out of this loom, and then we need to reroute the old one back into wherever it goes. And just like that, I took everything out, and now I'm just gonna slide it through the bottom here exactly the same way as I did with the old one. So let me actually show you what we need to change on the old harness to make it work. Now the first thing is actually the license plate light. So this is the connector for the new ones. This is what it looks like, and on the old ones this is what it looks like. However, luckily the wires are exactly the same on both sides. It's just the connector that's different. So what I'm gonna do is cut the wire here and then cut the wire here and then just splice the new connector onto the old wiring. So that's the first thing that we need to do. Now the other thing that we need to do is actually rewire the connector for the inner lights. As I told you earlier, the connectors actually are exactly the same, but the pins that they're in a different order. However, if you look closely, the wires go to different pins. So on here, pin 1 is green, but on this one is black and purple, and they're just mismatched. So what I'm gonna do is take off this white safety thing and take out each wire and then just repin it the same way as the new connector. Now make sure that you check for each side, because the wiring for the left and the right, they're slightly different. So make sure you look at the connector for the right side on the new harness and copy that to the right side on the old harness, and do the same for the left because they're not identical. So I've already taken 2 of the wires, but I just want to show you how you can repin them. So when you take this white safety pin, this one, you will see this. So what you can do is you get a pick like that, and then you press on top of it, and then once this is released, you press on the second here. So if you press here, like that, and then now it's moving a little bit, and then you have to press again on here. Just like that, and then the wire will just slide out. And the wire will slide a little bit, and then again here, and the wire comes out. Now these are both connectors, one is the right and one is the left. So this one has a blue and black wire, this one has a purple and black. So on this side, the right side on my car has the blue and black, so I'm gonna use the order of this one, and then the one with the black and purple is, I guess, on the left side. So it's very simple. Here the first pin is the black and blue, so we're gonna put the black and blue on here on the first pin, and you just slide it in and it locks into place. Now second one is the brown, we put the brown in here. Then we have the green and red. And lastly, as you can see, the yellow and purple goes in the last pin. And just like that, we have the exact same order from the new connector to the original connector. And now all that's left to do is repeat the process for the left side, but you look at the other connector because, as I said, they have different wiring order and different colors. All right, I'm done with the wiring and I've repinned both of them, this one and this one, as well as I've spliced these blue connectors for the license plate, as you can see. So I need to figure out how I can put everything through this hole and connect everything back together the same way it was with the old one. And just like that, everything is put back together. I managed to squeeze all the wires through here. Now this is all nice and sealed up, and I've also managed to tuck in everything. Everything is plugged in, oh, except this one. So let's quickly plug it in here, just like that. I still haven't connected the license plate lights, they're right here, but that's the only thing left to do. And as you can see, it's got the new connectors on. I mean, all that's left to do now is literally just change the lights. They're only held by 3 bolts, I think 8mm or 10mm bolts. There's one there, and one here, and then obviously the connector. And now the light will just come out. So let's install this beautiful light. Oh my god, it just, I mean, you can't really tell on the camera, but it looks so much better with the LED stripes rather than this ugly thing. I'm gonna tighten the light now, change this one as well, and put both on top as well, and then we'll turn the lights on and see how beautiful this is gonna be. So it's currently the next day and I did a bit of a thing. I accidentally closed the boot and for some reason the latch doesn't work. So I was researching on how to get the boot open if it doesn't unlock, and apparently you can take this handle off and then you can access this emergency cable. However, this morning I just looked at the key and I saw this button for the boot and it does open with this. So the boot does open with the key, but it doesn't actually unlock from here. As you can see, the boot opened, but if I close it, then you can't open it even if the ignition is on. So if you guys know if I need to change this or how I can fix this, let me know in the comments. But other than that, as you can see, all the lights are on, all the wiring is tucked in. These lights are secured now as well. I also took off the license plate and all I need to do is put my one on. And also the license plate lights are on. And I'm actually so happy that the struts actually work. As you can see, the boot just stays where you put it. And yeah, this is the final look of the car. It looks so much better. I'll show you later on in the day when it gets a bit darker so you can fully see the LED lights. Now, because the new lights are fully LED, even the license plate lights are LEDs, so you will still get errors on the dash because the LEDs require less electricity or voltage to be powered on than the halogen ones. So the car still thinks that they're broken. So one simple thing that you can do, which is also what I'm gonna do, is just use Kali and disable the check for all the rear lights, so the car doesn't check if the bulbs are okay or not, and that will literally solve your problem. Yes, if one of your bulbs go out for the brake light, reverse light, or whatever it could be, you won't know, but at least you won't have any errors on the dash. So I'm gonna do that quickly and then we can move on to actually fixing the sunroof, because sometimes it opens on its own and it's so annoying. So I'm gonna take this panel off and then diagnose what's wrong with it. So it's a few days later, and actually it's a few weeks later, and I decided to get a brand new panel rather than diagnosing what's wrong with this one, or more like the button itself, because I think it's just too complicated to do and it's easier to just replace the whole thing. It was only like 40 pounds, I think. So it should be a pretty quick swap. I've already done that before. It's just these two tabs here that you have to push on and then the panel will drop off and then just replace it. And yeah, we'll see if that fixes the problem. I'm really hoping so. This one looks like in good condition. It's missing the little glass here in these circle bits, but I'll see if I can take the ones from my one. And yeah, let's do that. Alright, so as you just saw, I replaced the panel and I also replaced these circle bits, because these ones, they don't have the glass inside of them, but that was pretty easy to replace. So now I'm gonna turn on the ignition and try if the sunroof opens. Okay. Okay, the sunroof seems to be working perfect. We'll see if the sunroof will open on its own, because my one doesn't do it all the time. It happens very rarely, maybe like once a week or something. But I'm hoping with this new one we won't have the issue ever again. Let's see the lights. The lights are all working fine as well. Now I'm not sure if my one has this airbag thingy, because it has these two, but I'm not sure if there was something here or not. This doesn't light up or anything. I'm not sure if it's supposed to, but I'm happy that the sunroof at least works fine and it doesn't look all broken, because it was missing this black piece here. So I'm gonna put this back together, and then there's one last thing that we need to do, but I'll show you that once we put this together. And just like that, as if nothing happened, and the sunroof does open perfectly fine. Now the other thing that we need to do is actually this ashtray, which goes here at the back, because it's missing. I have no idea why would someone even take this, but yeah, I'm hoping that it's just a plug and play. I just have to slide it in because it has these tabs here and these are the bottom. So let me jump in the back and see if this will just slide in or we have to do some more modifications. So I can see that it has this red gear thingy, which I'm not sure where it's supposed to go, but let's see if this will just go in. Okay, maybe it won't. So as you can see, I removed the whole panel to see if I can slide this in here, but I don't think this is the right one for my car, because even though it says BMW E90 from the global parts, this is where I bought this part from, on the description it was said BMW 120i, so I don't know if there's a difference or not, but this doesn't seem to work. So I have two options: either try and find the correct ashtray that slides in here, or I can just order this whole piece and replace the whole piece, because this looks a bit worn out, not gonna lie. But at least we fixed the sunroof, which was the main point. So guys, unfortunately that's going to be the end of the video. This is the first time I'm ending a video at the back of my car. Feels a bit strange, not gonna lie. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for the upcoming ones, because we're gonna do more stuff to the car most likely, and I'll see you guys at the next one. Peace.